You know, we talk about this stuff all the time, about, good characters in the locker room and things like that. Well, on the ESPN draft show on the radio, Detroiter and former Baltimore Raven and New York Jet, Bart Scott had some...
The guy that plays with Viagra.
Yes, exactly.
Same guy.
It's very interesting thoughts on team having, I don't know, shall we say, unscrupulous characters on their team.
They need to get tough up the middle, and I know why they have some type of off the field issues, but you have to be able to get some tough guys. Everybody can't be choir boys. When I was with the Ravens, we had to make sure that we had at least 2 people on the team with a couple felonies, just to make sure our street cred was right when we had to go into these back alleys and pass in these dog fights. Sometimes you got to have some people that's not no choir boys. That's why you have a strong locker room to hold them in check. I mean, I said this. We had this. The funniest sign I've ever seen in my life was 52 plus 31 equals 10 to 20. It was Ray Lewis plus Jamal Lewis equals 10 to 20 in prison. So listen, you gotta have some guys who, Terrell Suggs beat a dude with a stop sign coming out of Arizona State. You know what I mean? You gotta have a couple guys like that. We can clean them up, we can get them counseling, but you gotta have a couple of goons, and you definitely gotta have some good goblins, and you gotta get a couple.
He was talking about the Packers with Devontae Wyatt had some off-season, off-the-field issues, misdemeanor, criminal charges, allegedly having an argument with Wyatt.
Yes.
That type of stuff. Well, I always agree with that premise to a certain extent, but I don't think you have to have a box of guys on your team you are a felon.
Right, yes.
I love the Ray Lewis
Somebody's
Jamal.
coming up penal age.
I love the Ray Lewis Jamal. Ray Lewis Jamal was 52-30.
Yeah, you want to have I guess you would say an aggressive mindset, but one that may be outside the lines a little bit. You just got to be careful what lines they decided to go outside.
248-539-9797. We asked, and we have received. Ben Wallace asked a question from his pot business on BW Undrafted. What you like better, brand of pot, whether it be Block Party or Bud Don't Lie.
Yep.
Referencing Rasheed Wallace's famous The Ball Don't Lie. So we asked you to come up with some Detroit sports kinds of pot. And this one's not Detroit. This was not sports, but it is Detroit. Potholes everywhere. All right, here we go. Mary. Honolulu Blueberry Kush, which, by the way, John is a...
Yes, I know that
is. By the way, somebody's telling me it's spliff, not spleef. It's both. Now it's more spliff than spleef. I used to smoke spliff. Anyway, Turtle Chris. That's Turtle. That's from Chris and Hal. Closer than you. Statue of Liberty. That's what was. Statue of Liberty. Okay.
Maybe that's it. That's a that play.
Yeah.
That could be
One of the most underrated plays in Detroit sports history.
yes.
Detroit Dab Boys. Orlovsky has a brand called Back of the End Zone.
Yes.
He also has one called I Love Mac. Anyway, gonna get hit, gonna go down. Matthew, I'm sorry.
Yes.
You're right. How about this one? Goff and Goff.
There you go.
Yep. Amon St. Green. Favorite strand is lost by a field goal. Jared Goff. Goff pass. That's right from Jackson. Jameis Skunk Williams. Should be ACL, right?
Yes.
Steve Heiserman.
Oh, there you go. That's a good one.
It should be called the Heiserman Plan.
Yes.
Yeah, see, the simpler the better.
Yeah, Heiserman Plan. What about Garen Weed? Shouting out to Rashid. My strain would be F420.
Yeah. You're the weak guy.
I know. Oh, 420.
Well, yeah.
I got the 420. I don't get the F.
Yeah.
The Ford trucks, F-150.
Oh, okay. see, I had my sports suit. This is good. The Mickey Twiggy. How about second dank? This is a good one. This is more Gaddis than Harbaugh. Harbaugh's weed in space. That's awesome. Patrick from Sterling
I got a
Heights.
couple here.
Hold on, let me give you 2 more, and then we'll go to yours. How about the Spark at the Park at Comerica's Cannabis Coliseum?
There you go. The dogs get high.
Yeah, well, the Spark at the Park was supposed to be last night. And it's been changed till sometime in August, I believe. And
The dog days.
in honor of DeAndre, Swift's Spliffs. All right, Gov, where are yours?
All right, obviously some are better than others, and I
Yes.
got the simplest one and my favorite for last. I think it's so obvious. All right, first one, the Mary Jane Bowl. Is that the McLean Bowl?
Yeah.
Killian Purple Haze.
Oh, I like that.
Eric Hosh. Like that mix of Haas and Ash. This one's a reach, but I'll throw it out there. Jonathan Smoke instead of Jonathan Smoke or Scope.
Yeah.
That was a reach.
That's a reach.
Akil Badoob. There it is. That's easy.
Akil Badoobi.
Yeah, Badoobi.
Badoobi.
Uh-huh.
I like that one.
Yeah.
And there's got
What's
to be
the
one
first
for
job we're
former
going
Michigan
to?
State quarterback Jeff Smoker, right?
Yes, that's
Let's change anything.
Yes, exactly. 97 won the ticket.
Well, let's check.
Rock songs that will crank up the good times, featuring songs from Van
Yeah.
Halen, The White Stripes,
Hold on,
Kid
let's-
Rock, and more. Search for Tailgate Rock on the Odyssey app to listen.
3, 2,
WXYT
1,
FM,
South Howell.
WXYT HD1 Detroit,
Nope.
an Odyssey station. Sports headlines all day, every day, from the Sold by Mike Z's
top
Voice
one.
Desk. This is 97.1 The Ticket.
Brought to you by Wayne State University. The Tigers with
Here.
a couple of chances to improve their last
I don't
place
know.
record. Ended up with a split at home, 3-2 win, followed by a
address
7-2
to
loss
the
to the
top.
Pirates. They did showcase a little bit more Javi Baez leather, though.
The 3-2.
Center line.
And a line shot through the box. Sliding backhanded stop by Baez. Throws. Got him. Javi Baez is putting on a show here in game 1.
A Dan Dickerson's call right here on 97.1 The Ticket. Baez also with a knockdown between the legs, flipped for a force out that drew some oohs and ahs. A.J. Hinch called him magic after the game. That split shifts the record to 8-15, which is now tied for the Royals at the bottom of the AL Central. Alex Faedo went 5 innings, giving up 2 runs in his
East
Major
10 Mile
League debut.
Road.
Now it is off to Houston for 4 games after a single day in front of the fans at Comerica Park. As for the Red Wings forward Robbie Fabry, not optimistic about his ACL repair, unsure if he'll be ready for the start of next season. Postseason scoreboard, both NBA 1 seeds are now up 2 games to none. Miami beating the Embiid
Scouting.
Sixers 119-103. Phoenix cruising past down.
All right.
Okay.
It's not their fault.
Yeah, right. So we walked in this morning and hey, it's still at 70, all right, instead of 66.
Right.
So I think we found the culprits.
So we just have to tell whoever, like Rieger and Wojo,
Right, to turn it up.
turn it up
Yeah.
when they take over the show. Because it's a meat locker in here a lot of times,
Yes,
okay?
it is.
I had to watch my words for some strange reason.
What were you
gonna say?
about to say?
I was about to use an F
Cold
word.
as a witch's.
No, not there. Okay, you brought that up. How did we know how cold that was?
Yeah, I don't know. I guess I would ask you.
I don't know.
I mean, it's an old wives' tale, old saying.
Old
I thought,
saying,
yeah.
yeah.
What?
Sony remembers the trials covering those live.
Yes, exactly.
Oh,
Oh,
Yes.
oh,
Yeah.
man, I'm gonna tell you, the accommodations you got in Salem back in those days.
The combinations, really.
Yeah, accommodations. Oh, they put you in the meeting with so much, freedom.
Oh,
back then.
accommodations. I thought you said combinations. I'm
No.
going, wait a second. How many
Accommodations.
witches? How much coke?
And they said yes, guilty. You're as cold as that.
Uh-huh, yes. So we'll warm you up
Yes.
at the stake.
Anybody do anything exciting yesterday?
Wow, yesterday seems like such a long time ago. We have a new visitor in the house. Teddy's Gammy is in town from California, so it's always exciting to see.
Gammy.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot
Okay.
of different ways. Like, so my mom
Yeah.
is Grammy.
Right.
And now because the original four are a little older, they just call her Grandma.
Right.
And for Teddy, his Gammy is on my wife's side is going to be Gammy.
Gammy. Okay.
Yeah, Gammy and Grammy.
It's
There's a
different.
lot of names
Oh, I know.
for grandma.
I know.
Have you guys decided what?
They're
grandma?
both grandma.
Oh, they're okay.
They both wanted grandma.
Okay.
So they're just grandma.
Yeah.
Just both grandma.
Are they going to use an initial like?
I
Grandma
think they're
P,
going to
or-
have to.
Yeah.
Right.
Eventually.
Why?
Maybe
Gotta know what you're
Emily
talking
will
about.
come up with her own term for both
She
of them.
probably.
My parents are Nana and Papa. Okay.
That's cute.
Or Marissa would call my father Popsicles.
Popsicle. Okay, I get that. Yeah.
And my
So, like you said, the kids
Cute,
come up with their
yes.
own thing.
My mother, though, she wanted to call herself something. She wanted to call herself. She read something in a book, like in the South.
It's totally a grandma
where-
thing. They
yes.
They want their own name.
She wanted to be called because there was some book she read, and some woman was a grandmother, and they called her Grandy,
Grandy.
like Curtis
Okay.
Granderson. It's like
Oh,
that's not because of him, but
Right.
Grandy is like, really, Mom?
shit.
One of our kids,
Yeah,
Grandy,
good.
whatever. And then nobody did, so she's Nana.
Yep.
And for many of the Jewish people out there, your grandparents were Bubby and Zadie.
Bubby and Zadie.
Oh, I
Okay.
like that
Which
too,
are like
though.
Yiddish words. The grandmother's Bubby and the
Bubby.
grandfather's Zadie.
Zadie. Okay.
I never.
I like the uniqueness of it.
My wife's family would call Cindy's grandparents on her mother's side. They'd call Bubby and Zadie. I never had that. I had my father's was Pop-Up and Mom, and my mother's parents were Nanny and Poppy.
Wow.
Okay.
That's how we differentiate.
Okay. Yeah, we've got obviously because of the the extra marriage
Yes.
in there. We've got another one that they are Graham and Pa, and so we've got we span the spectrum pretty well.
Yeah. Paul.
Yeah,
Sounds
yeah,
like
Paul.
He calls. Are they from like the prairie? It sounds like a prairie. Hey, Paul.
Yes. Little house,
time,
tiny house.
time to get the tractor out and do those comb that field.
Comb the
Comb the field.
What are you talking about?
The weed comber. You know what I'm talking about.
The weed comber.
Wheat.
Wheat.
Yeah. Look it up. I'm telling you. I remember we were taught like farming in elementary school.
You clearly learned that one in a book.
Yeah.
Yes.
So.
All right.
those-
You rake the field.
Yes.
Yes,
That
rake the hay.
I understand
Yeah.
that. Now, the fact that Gammy is in town,
Yeah.
does that make life easier for you, I would assume? In some ways, yes. In some ways, no.
Yeah. It does because obviously my hands will be free. Like
Yeah.
yesterday, I had a whole bunch of to-do list things that I had to do before she arrived. Right, you got to make sure that that all of the things that should have been fixed over the last 3 or 4 months since her last visit. I've got to make sure that they're fixed. But in the process, right, I'm wearing Teddy on the baby Bjorn,
Yeah.
so he's in the way, and he's becoming very good at pointing out. Like, he has no idea, obviously, he's 7 months old, but I can tell, like, he's pointing out something I'm doing wrong. And I could feel him pointing those things out. But I was able to get those things done. So now I'll be able to do some of those things without him attached to me or in my arms. So yes, it does make that a little bit easier. But I have to be this.
By the way, I'm part of the reason I like.
I gotta smile.
I like.
It's painful sometimes.
I never had to deal with that because Cindy's mom passed away before we got married. Yes, so I never had the mother-in-law thing to deal with.
Right, that relationship
Yes.
to navigate.
Yes. Father-in-law was fine. Because that usually is
dudes can get along.
Yeah, I know. Why is that? Like my mother and Cindy, they got closer over the years.
Yes.
Close as a relative to her.
Well, yes, but they're competing over Michael.
Yeah, but it's,
The love and attention of
I guess.
baby boy.
I guess that's because I'm
Michael Stevens.
I'm the person that everybody needs to compete over.
In that dynamic, sure.
Yeah,
Like we may not. Heather and I are sitting there going, yeah,
I understand now.
we don't compete over that.
You
Well,
can
yeah.
have them.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's all yours.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Greg.
Well, I've killed enough time before we get to the baseball team. Now I shouldn't be that pissed because they split a doubleheader.
They're 500 yesterday.
Yeah, that's
You're
true.
gonna be expected of it.
You know what? You're right, John. They've now won two out of the last 4 games.
Yeah.
First game was kind of boring, but they won 3-2. Well, I shouldn't say boring. Baez made two unbelievable plays, especially the one where he flipped the ball between his legs. That was great. They had a total of 3 hits, and thankfully for them, the Pirates decided to play Tiger defense.
They blew more.
Oh my God, that fifth inning, the ground ball went up. Anyway, the Tigers win 3-2. Pineda pitched okay. Bullpen only gave up 1 hit. The second game was just awful. They lose 7-2. Alex Faedo, he looked okay. He looked okay.
He didn't look out of place. Let's say that.
No, he gave up 8 hits in 5 innings. He had pretty good control. Gave up the 1 bomb. For the first time in a long time, the bullpen kind of imploded, but they still can't hit. I mean, and that's the biggest problem with this baseball team. When I did my show prep, as you guys saw, I was like, at that point, I think they were 3 hits.
Yeah,
like,
I think you said it in the
12
4th.
innings.
Yeah, and so it was through 12 innings. They had 3 hits in the first game.
Yeah.
And only 1 RBI. I know they scored 3 runs, but only 1 run batted in.
Yeah.
And then through, I don't have the rundown of the hits, but it was, I think, through 4 innings, it was 1 hit in the second game.
They were 1 for 10 with runners in scoring position. I know the Pirates weren't much better, but I don't care about the Pirates.
Okay.
We're going to play them 2 more times. And they look like to be a better team than the Tigers.
We can work this out.
Well, everybody's a better team than the Tigers.
They
right
are.
now, except for
This is
Cincinnati
our
Reds, right?
The Tigers have 8.
Figured out.
Yeah. Although the Tigers are now
We're not
tied.
going to do this till
for last
right
place.
the Kansas City
picking
Royals, the
or
only
like
team
right
that
until
the Tigers have a
noon.
winning record against.
Correct?
And who knows what happened if the 4th game of that series wouldn't have been rained out. So now the Tigers have to go to Houston. And the good news is Justin Verlander pitched yesterday, so they don't have to face him.
Yeah.
Well again. It'll be Turk Skubal on the mound tonight, right here on 97.1 The Ticket. Playoffs last night. The Sixers have absolutely no chance to win a game if Joel Embiid doesn't play. They lost to Miami 119-103. No word whether Embiid will be able to play in game number 3. In Philly, the Heat lead that series 3-1. Harden had 20, but he took 15 shots. In those type of situations, you need your quote star to be greedy, and he doesn't have enough aggression, I don't think, to be any good anymore. Heat lead the series 2-0. The other NBA game last night late, Phoenix blew it open in the 4th quarter. The Suns beat Dallas 129-109, despite 35 from Luka. And Luka's the only thing they got going right now, especially last night. Brunson didn't have a really good game. Chris Paul, the story again. He had 20 points in the second half, and his first 5 or 6 shots in the 4th quarter where they blew it open. Him and Devin Booker combined for 58. They lead that series 2-0, and they are a joy to watch.
And that's exactly why when you look and you say, okay, well, where do the Pistons need to get to? And you can't just have Cade Cunningham. And that's why everybody says you got to have, 3 stars, right? You got to have 1 superstar, 3 stars, because you look at the 76ers without Joel Embiid, they're kind of a 1-star team. I know that, they have some guys that are supposed
Maxey
to be
just
stars.
has to just be a gunner. He had 34 last night.
Right, but if you look at the Mavs, right,
Right.
and it can't be just two.
No.
You've got to have a third if you're gonna make a run
Right.
in the playoffs. You could be a playoff team with one.
Yes.
You could be a playoff team with two.
Yeah.
But to make a run, you're gonna have those three.
Yes. NHL last night. We'll let you know what happened there coming up next. Do want to tell everybody on the program today we do have the Grand Slam coming up at 7:25. My friends at U.S. Mattress right now, if you need a mattress, now's the time. They have a Memorial Day sale that runs from May 12th, that's coming up next week, to June 1st. So just keep that in mind. Here's the deal with that sale. Up to $1,000 on adjustable mattress sets from Beauty Rest to Tempur-Pedic. You get a $300 Visa card as well. And look, I love it. I got a Stearns & Foster. The people there at the one in West Bloomfield were great. I sleep so much better with my mattress. That's the place to go. They have over 25 locations in the Metro Detroit area. Visit usmattress.com to find a location near you.
97.1 The Ticket. Traffic.
This report brought to you by Steinkoff Nursery. The roads are mainly clear this morning, although we have picked up a new problem southbound 75 just after the Davison, where an accident is blocking the left lane and shoulder. Steinkoff Nursery in Farmington Hills is a family-owned business, proudly celebrating 91 years. You can visit them near the corner of 8 Mile and Farmington Road or online at steinkoffnursery.com. Steinkoff Nursery, a rose for every garden, a tree for every yard. I'm Michelle Pena with traffic.
In a perfect world, everyone would be a perfect driver.
Hands at 9 and 3, everyone.
9 and 3. Everyone would follow all the rules. Please, go ahead and merge. I'll make room.
Thank you, fellow driver.
And nothing unexpected would ever happen. Even the squirrels would know the right time to safely cross the road. In this perfect world, you wouldn't have to wear a seatbelt. But in case you hadn't noticed, we don't live in a perfect world. About 1,000 people in Michigan die each year in vehicle crashes, and thousands more are injured. Wearing your seatbelt reduces your risk of death in a crash by 45% in a car and by 60% in a pickup truck. So until we find a perfect world to drive in, make our imperfect world safer by buckling up. A message from the Michigan Office of Highway Safety Planning.
Joe Canna rewrites poker history, becoming the youngest main event champ ever.
This is Michigan's own Joe Canna. The wait is over. WSOP.com, the official online poker site of the World Series of Poker, is here. Download now for the biggest weekly tournaments. Use my promo code CHAMP and get $50 in free play today.
Visit WSOP.com/promotion for full terms. Must be 21. Gambling problem? Call the Michigan Problem Gambling Helpline at 1-800-270-7117.
If you're a small business, there are lots of choices when it comes to your internet and technology needs. But when you choose Comcast Business Internet, you choose the largest, fastest, reliable network. You choose advanced security for total peace of mind. And you choose fiber solutions with speeds up to 10 gigs available to more small businesses than any other provider. That's virtually everywhere we serve. The choice is clear. Get unbeatable business solutions from the most innovative company. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Get started with internet and advanced security for $60 a month for 24 months with a 2-year agreement. And now with more speed to help keep all your connected devices running. Call or go online today to learn more. Offer ends 6/21/22. Requires EcoBill and autopay. Restrictions apply. Not available in all areas. New Comcast Business 50 megabits per second internet and Comcast Business Security Edge customers only. Equipment, installation, taxes, and other fees extra and subject to change. Most innovative based on American Business 2021 Gold Stevie Award.
Northville Lumber is Michigan's largest Trex decking dealer. Builders, remodelers, and homeowners love to buy more Trex decking and railing from Northville Lumber than anywhere else. Northville Lumber has the best products, the best selection, and the best price. Northville Lumber is the place to buy Trex decking and railing, as low as $1.59 per foot. No one can beat that price. Professional builders and remodelers, no need for special orders. Northville Lumber always keeps it in stock. Call Northville Lumber now at 248-349-0220 or visit northvillelumber.com.
At Charmin, we heard you shouldn't talk about going to the bathroom in public, so we decided to sing about it.
My sweet cheeks feeling squeaky clean when Charmin's rolling behind the scenes. Charmin TP gives me those cheeky clean feels. That ultra strong hype is all for real. So
go with Charmin.
This week at Macy's, give love, give style with an extra 25% off gifts for Mother's Day when you use your coupon or Macy's card. Plus great deals on fragrance sets from mom's favorite brands like Carolina Herrera, YSL, and more. Or shop super buys like diamond tube earrings for $999 and specials like 60% off bathrobes. Plus get contact-free curbside pickup or pick up in store today at Macy's. Details at Macys.com/pickup. Savings on regular sale and clearance prices. Exclusions apply. Welcome to Allstate, where we bring it all together. And bundling your home and auto is good, right? And it saves you up to 25%. It all comes together. Allstate. Here, better protection costs a whole lot less. You're in good hands with Allstate. Click, call, or visit allstate.com to save today. Bundled savings discounts will vary by state. Saving up to 25% is a countrywide average of savings off the home policy. Combining the multiple policy discount for having auto insurance with Allstate and the welcome discount savings at enrollment.
Your opinion matters. Call the D Las Vegas 97.1 D Ticket Studio line at 248-539-9797. Book your stay at the D by visiting thed.com. The D Las Vegas, the home of Detroit sports in Vegas.
The Detroit Tigers play the Houston Astros. Pre-game tonight at 7:50 on 97.1 The Ticket. Live from the Jamie Samuelson studio, here's Stoney and Jansen.
248-539-9797 is the telephone number. Last night, the NHL playoffs. The Toronto Maple Leafs lost. They're still really good. But Tampa Bay, they always seem to come back from a loss. They beat the Leafs 5-3. It was 5-0 or 5-1 at one point. Victor Hedman, 1 goal, 3 assists. That series, like I said, tied at 1. The other one in the East, the Carolina Hurricanes over at Boston, 5-2. You talk about a chippy series, man. There were slashes. There were goalies being run. Basically, the third-string goalie for the Hurricanes came in the game and did a great job. Young goalie. Coach Atafi was terrific. Canes win that one 5-2. They lead that series 2-0. Out west, the Minnesota Wild, even that series, won with the Blues. Krill the Thrill. Kirill Kaprizov with the hat trick. That series 1-1. And the Oilers over the Kings 6-0. Evander Kane, 2 goals. Mike Smith with a shutout. That series 1-all. By the way, no NBA games tonight. Is there some major thing in that? It's kind of crazy.
Not that I know of. I noticed that, and we knew last week, right? Because with the NFL draft,
right?
Friday night, Thursday night wasn't that there wasn't really much going on other than that because they didn't want to compete with the NFL. But I don't know. Maybe there's some NFL breaking news that we don't know about yet.
Well, the schedule. See, maybe they were wrong.
Well, they thought this was going to be the schedule.
Right. The schedule is released today, this time next week.
Right. They just
May 12th.
One day, or maybe they just want to celebrate Cinco de Mayo.
Yes, that's
they want to have margaritas around the clubhouse.
For somebody like I like Bloody Marys, as you know, that salt. I'm not into margarita. I'll drink them.
Oh, I love margaritas, but I'm it's no salt.
Oh, really?
Yeah, margaritas on the rocks, no salt. It's just I don't know what it is about it. It's just because I love salt on my food. I put salt, probably an inordinate amount of salt on the rest of my food, but for my margarita, it's absolutely no salt.
Salt, too much salt's not good for you, John. You should know that.
Well, I think Himalayan sea salt is better.
You gotta check those sodium levels. Everything in the world is bad for you.
Everything that you do will eventually kill you.
Yes, it's like last night I'm trying, I wouldn't call me John Jansen diet, but I'm trying to, for lunch I go home, I'll have 2 slices of turkey and some grapes, a scoop of tuna fish.
Grapes are high in sugar.
What's that? No wonder that's
raspberries, strawberries.
I think it's a raspberry. I'm not a big strawberry fan. But so last night,
It starts slowly though.
Yes.
I mean,
yes.
let's incorporate grapes instead of chips or something. Is it right?
So last night for dinner I had a salad from Olga's.
Okay.
Grilled chicken in there. But then I ruined it by, I didn't put it.
Did you douse it with dressing?
I didn't douse it, but I did put it with dressing.
Yeah, you can have some dressing.
No bread, no
vinegar is the best.
No bread, no pasta.
There you go.
Keep it up every day. Every day. That's the hard part.
The goal is just not to have this.
Okay. Well, how much does that?
I don't know. I don't care. I'd like to be.
You gotta set won't ask now, but
I don't even know what it is.
so
I guess so.
Stone, this is goal attaining 101. You've got to know first of all where you're starting.
You know what?
And then you've got to know where you're going to, or else you're just crawling around with the wind.
But that's okay. It's more of a health thing where for your heart and things like that.
But again, you've got to make it for us humans that are not doctors, that we don't have all of the blood samples. You've got to have something quantifiable.
I don't want to get on the screen. I think I'm like when I work out after the show, you put in your weight and you get on the treadmill. I think you're like, I don't know. I think I put in 240.
Okay. Okay. So again, I know you don't want to get on the scale. You only got to do it one time, and then you get on there, you see what it is, and that number pisses the hell out of you, and it motivates you.
It's motivated human beings to grow sometimes. But we don't need to go. I'm going to start talking about my mental deals and all that, like Ben Simmons.
Yes. Right there.
By the way, Ben Simmons, he's going to have back surgery today, I believe. So he's going to be out like 3-4 months. Hopefully.
When you saw that, did you think, you know what, maybe we're giving this guy a hard time and there's actually something going on?
Possibly. And in fact, I saw a tweet from, I'm going to try to get this one, from former Lion Terrell Crosby, okay, who tweeted out something about the Ben Simmons deal, and I'm going to try to find it, where pretty interesting seeing the Ben Simmons news. Albeit my situation was more staff-related rather than fan base being hypercritical with the assumption I was faking. My surgery was a little more serious, but regardless, it's a horrible feeling, so rooting for you big time.
Yeah.
It was really hurt, I guess.
Well, and that, because that's like, hey, a back or a muscle strain, those are some of the things that NFL players may use to get out of training camp, because it's a little bit, you can't just look at a guy and go, well, you're not hurt.
Right.
Well, I'm telling you, it hurts. We can't prove it. Well, I'm telling you, it hurts.
I know.
All right, so you can't, hey, okay, 7 days. It happens to be the 7 days that it's 95 degrees outside.
I get it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's news time with Heather.
Okay, so last week you may remember that several students at a Genesee County Elementary School got sick. We talked about this. Like 20 kids got sick. They had to go home from school early. Some had to go to the hospital. At first they thought, well, maybe it's carbon monoxide. Maybe that's to blame. That was ruled out. Well, it turns out that a student brought their mom's edibles to school and she shared them with the class. Yeah.
So it wasn't, was it in brownie form?
No, I believe it was a gummy.
Oh, gummy.
And mom made them at home. I think she infused her own gummies, and then she kept them in the refrigerator in a Lifesavers container or a bag.
Yes.
So the daughter saw them and thought, Lifesavers? In the fridge? I'm going to take these to school and share these with my friends. And that's what happened. Well, now the mom is facing charges. The mom was arraigned yesterday on a charge of second-degree child abuse.
It's like putting cigarettes in with the baseball cards. It's a lucky strike.
Yeah, that's a little...
And this mom doesn't have any other criminal history, but still they say, hey, it's kind of like having a gun owner. You need to make sure your firearm is locked so that your kid can't have access to it. Same with
it's like
your marijuana. Yes.
In the juice box.
Oh, Capri Sun. Woo!
What's wrong with that?
Not Capri Sun. No. So I am so ready for this. Michigan is about to warm up next week. Bring it on. Like, I am so sick and tired of this just miserable weather. Well, the National Weather Service is forecasting a gradual warm-up starting Wednesday with highs in the lower 60s. Thursday will get even warmer in the mid-60s. We're going to have some rain, though, which could kind of
dampen things.
Yeah, exactly. But then by Monday, the highs will push to the lower 70s, and then they're going to continue to rise. Tuesday, highs could get into the 80s and then remain there all week.
You know what? As long as it's gradual, I mean, I would like to have a week or two of spring, but I'll take at least a couple of days, mid-60s. That's the perfect temperature.
Yes, I like the gradual. Give me some sun.
No wind.
Yes.
You know what? I would take the wind if it's
a warm
70
breeze.
Yes. Well, if it's warm outside, I'll take the wind. Yeah. You guys, the man who attacked Dave Chappelle on Tuesday night has been identified as 23-year-old Isaiah Lee. Now he is from Los Angeles, and he was arrested for felony assault with a deadly weapon. He was actually carrying this. We talked about this, a fake gun, but in the fake gun was an actual blade. There was an actual knife inside of this gun. He was taken to the hospital before he was booked into jail on $30,000 bail. Now, the motive for the attack is still unclear, but this guy was like a wannabe rapper. And he released a song in 2020 that was named after Dave Chappelle. And
is he maybe obsessed with it? Or?
maybe a little bit so. And it sounds like if you listen to this song that's named after him, you can't understand a lot of the lyrics. Apparently they're very mumbled, but apparently he does reference getting into the Hollywood Bowl, which is where he actually performed on Tuesday night. So
Isaiah.
Maybe there's some connection. Who knows? But scary. Okay, so to me, summertime is here when Cedar Point opens. It's like something you have to go do during the summer, and it opens this Saturday, but there are some big changes coming to the park that you need to be aware of. So it's going cashless for all transactions. So you got to make sure that you have a credit card, basically. You can go with cash if you don't have a credit card, and there's like kiosks where you can turn your cash into a card. So you don't have to have a credit card. Let's say you just don't have one. You can still go with cash, but you're going to have to switch things. So be prepared for that, a little different. But they say, hey, this is going to be better all around. It's going to be safer, it's going to be quicker, and it's going to significantly improve the guest experience all around. So
I'm a big fan of the cashless experience. Is it quicker?
Yeah, well, yeah, I think about it. Like when you get change, for me, I always feel like I'm rushed out of line when I'm like, hold on, I got to put my coins in my coin pocket. I'm putting my
20s in the back, 10s, 5s.
And people standing behind me, they're like, come on. I'm like, hold on, I haven't even shut my wallet yet. And people are like ushering me out of line. So I think it would be quicker.
The experience at a stadium or even the experience at a amusement park has changed quite a bit because I always like the ticket, whether it's at the game or the amusement park. Right. Something happens at the amusement park and you have a memory, right? And then you get a picture, you put that ticket with the picture.
Yep.
But the cashless experience.
Just don't get caught with the man.
Right. Yes.
No.
Yes. But being able to use your phone, or how they do it at Disney, right? The wristbands.
Yes.
You just, again, hey, insert vacuum into your pocket and they just suck it right out of your bank account.
They do.
Good at that.
He's very good at that. All right. Thank you very much, Heather. Our telephone number 248-539-9797. Hey, we got some recognition. Explain where. Coming up next, 97.1 The Ticket.
What's up, everybody? Nick Costos here with the Bet River Sports Betting Minute, brought to you by Bet River Sportsbook, Detroit's hometown sportsbook. Pro football futures market coming off of last weekend's draft and focusing on the New York team in the AFC, the one that wears green. Win total sitting right now at 5.5, and I really like this over. Looking at what they did in the draft, adding a quality wide receiver, a quality pass rusher, a starting quarterback on day number 1, and you have to expect the quarterback and coach both entering year 2 respectively. They have to be a little better. I mean, I guess the quarterback could just be brutal, but the expectation should be with better weapons that he's going to play better. The defense should be better, getting back a pass rusher who didn't play at all last season. I like the New York from the AFC win total over 5.5. That's it for this Bet River Sports Betting Minute, brought to you by Bet River Sportsbook, Detroit's hometown sportsbook. Check out the latest lines today at BetRivers.com. I'm Nick Costos. Keep it locked here for more throughout the day. Must be 21, playable in Michigan. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-270-7117.
What's at the top of your home improvement list? Did you say better insulation? Because better insulation makes everything you do in your home better. Even just walking in the front door on a hot day. You could almost feel that refreshing air when I said it. Unfortunately, over 7 out of 10 homes are poorly insulated, which means most of your indoor air leaks right out of your walls and attic, and that's costing you money. What are the signs that your current insulation isn't cutting it? Was your house cold this winter? Is it hot and humid in the summer? Do you have different temperatures in different rooms on different floors? Are your energy costs too high? You don't need a new home. You need better insulation. USA Premium Foam. And right now during Home Improvement Month, you can get free installation. You pay for the foam and the installation is free. But that ends May 31st. 1-800-USA-FOAM. That's 800-USA-FOAM or USAinsulation.net.
USA Insulation.
Hydro excavation with Pros Services is the safest way to dig even in frozen soil. Visit proservices.com or call 810-982-7271 to get started. Want a new career? Pros Services needs CDL drivers to drive and operate jetpacks, vacuum trucks, tankers, and roll-off trailers. Full-time union with excellent health benefits such as Blue Cross Dental and Optical. Starting up to $28.10 per hour for drivers, $20.60 per hour for laborers. Visit proservices.com. PROS services.com.
Hi, I'm David Hall from Hall Financial. With rising home values all over Michigan, smart homeowners call Hall first to tap into their home's equity. Get started on your cash-out refinance now. 866-CALL-HALL or chat with us at callhallfirst.com.
70% of the Fortune 100 choose Zoom. With phone, chat, workspaces, apps, events, and video in a single platform, Zoom powers all your communications. Large enterprises, small businesses, and individuals use the secure Zoom platform to enable new ways of working, learning, hosting events, and supporting their customers. And now you can save 15% on meetings, chat, and phone with the Zoom United bundle. Visit zoom.com/bundle. Zoom, how the world connects.
DQ presents. Picture this. You stand before the awe-inspiring new signature stack burger menu at DQ and your mouth wonders, where have you been all my life? That's 5 taste bud tempting cheeseburgers with 100% real seasoned beef. You peek at the loaded A1 stack burger with 2 premium sauces. Then the flamethrower stack burger with tongue-tingling jalapeno bacon. Then you realize moments like these are exactly why we have the DQ signature stack burger menu. DQ. Happy tastes good. Get it delivered at DQ.com.
This hour of instant feedback brought to you by Mike Puro National Benefit Plans. Call 877-734-2200.
Necessary Roughness with former NFL lineman TJ Lang and John Jansen. Download it today on the Odyssey app.
Ground ball softly to third. Off the glove of Cabrian Hayes down the left field line. Castro is in, Badu is in, and Baez down to second. One of the best third basemen in the major leagues, and the bounce folded off his glove. 2-run score. Tigers take a 3-2 lead.
Well, you know what? Score any way you can. The team that can't hit. They win the first game 3-2, lose the second game 7-2. Scuba on the field tonight. 4-game set down in H-Town. Taking on the Houston Nationals.
Doubleheader, turn around, head out to Houston, 4 games. But as you mentioned, a little shout out yesterday that we noticed. We had Brad Holmes on, was it Tuesday?
Tuesday morning.
Yes. And a website that a lot of people use, as we do as well for some of our NFL news, is Proof Football Talk. And they mentioned Holmes said on 97 the ticket, their trade involving Jameson Williams and the Minnesota Vikings, and described exactly what it was. So it's nice to get a little shout out once in a while.
Yeah.
But it's sometimes interesting because, I mean, I know some of the individuals who are there and they know the show. Like, give us a little bit. Hey, was it the midday show? Was it the afternoon show? Was Stoney and Jansen with Heather?
Right, exactly. Even if they would have just said morning show,
yes,
it's still okay. I'm glad they get the stations. It's nice to see once in a while. And I'm trying to figure out, I don't know if Spreadsheet's been off. I don't know if you wrote an article on the Holmes interview or was it, one of the websites. Like, we were talking off the air. I mean, I don't know if they wrote this or not. Like, the pride of Detroit. I know there's some, it's not just the fans. They break down video and it's amazing. They're great aggregators as well. Anything that's said by any other media outlet they put on. And was watching during the break, sports, and they're showing baseball highlights. And it's amazing to me that there were teams yesterday that played in their home stadiums that were able to hit the ball over the fence.
Over the fence. Well,
I mean, it's just this novel concept that I don't know when did that start?
Well, I mean, it's slowed down this year. The ball's going over the fence, and it's slowed down a tremendous amount for the Tigers. Not that it was great last year.
Well, they're last in the league in home runs with the team.
Right, but I know last year, I think to this point in the season, there's about 200 to 220 less home runs hit so far this year. And you can go into the whole, and Major League Baseball messing with the
baseballs.
Messing with the baseballs again. But it's at some point, hey, home runs are still being hit.
Yes.
They're just not being hit by our Detroit Tigers.
No, and look, and there are runners in scoring position. I mentioned yesterday, the second game yesterday where they were 110. Look, batting average, if you care about that statistic, they are 22nd, which is certainly not good. They're hitting 226. I mean, they're the Arizona Diamondbacks, who still have a decent amount of home runs. They have, I'd say, a decent amount. They have 29 home runs, but they're hitting 191.
Right.
They're last.
They're swinging for the fences.
Yeah, I mean, it's a more exciting brand of baseball. I don't know what to do. I mean, as a fan, well, what do you do? I mean, AJ Hinch yesterday with us said, basically we'll be better.
Yeah.
I think we actually have that cut coming up here. We don't? Okay. It was like at the end.
At the end, right? We were thanking him, and he threw it in there. Yes. I know everybody's worried, but we'll be okay.
Yeah. I mean, and I don't know if people buy that or not.
I am very curious. 248-539-9797. Are you buying AJ Hinch saying the Tigers are going to be okay? Because, if the track record proves to be true, right? Last year, a miserable April. This year, a miserable April. And then things improved, got better. And the one excuse that I hate, and I know it's legit, but there are other teams that play in the same environment as the Tigers is, it's the cold, it's the rain, it's the early season. This year, it's, shortened, spring training. Well, everybody had the same shortened spring training. Same as last year. Right? It was shortened last year. Everybody plays in cold weather. Obviously, if you're in Florida, you're not playing the majority of your games in cold weather, but there are other teams that do that.
The Tigers did play the Los Angeles Dodgers last week.
They did.
Yeah, it wasn't cold in Los Angeles.
No.
And they did hit 2 home runs in the last game. Candelario. I'll give them that, but they certainly weren't knocking the cover off the ball.
No.
And look, yes, it is a, lack of a better word, plague in baseball right now, the amount of offense going. But when you just look at some of these batting averages, it is incredible. I mean, guys that you expect to be really good are just awful. I mean, look at Jonathan Scope.
136.
Eric Haas.
140.
Badu, he got a hit yesterday. Granted, it wasn't a line drive. I think it was a blooper. 146. Him and Ben Haas have the same batting average. Torkelson, 174. Candelario, he's starting to hit a little bit. He's almost near it. He can smell the Mendoza line. He's at 188. I mean, how long? This can't. If this lasts another few weeks, the season is over. If this lasts a few more weeks, the season is over because their pitching is not that good where it's going to be able to have them win the majority of their games. So a few weeks, okay, the end of the month, all right? That's a few weeks, right?
Right, yeah.
If they are still in this quagmire offensively, 40 games is the number Sparky used to use. Memorial Day.
Yeah.
If they are still way, way down in the list of home runs, if they are still horrible at batting average, if their offense just blows, the season will be over by Memorial Day.
I don't want to say, it's too early to say it's over now.
No, I know. I'm not saying that.
But they're 8-15. They're 6. I mean, and it's way too early to start saying, okay, how many games are they behind? I know there's 6 out, but then you start looking at the wild card because we thought that, if they could get to 500, if they could be there, maybe they would be in position to make in striking range of the playoffs,
Right.
which we all know would be at a reach this year.
Yeah.
But 500. And I thought when the over-under came out, and I believe it was, 77 and a half?
78 and a half, something like
that.
remember I said I would take the under.
Right. And I thought, that's ridiculous. Right, they had, 76 wins last year, 77 wins last year. I'm like, they're going to be better. Like, I would expect 80 to 81, which puts them at 500. And we're only talking 4 more games than last year. So it's not like, I mean, hey, if you just don't have an error one day, or you get one hit, that's the difference in 4 games through a 162-game season. So we're not talking about a completely different team.
No.
But I thought the over was something that would be a safe bet. No, it's not at all.
See, I thought this thing there was a little fool's gold to this going in from the get-go. So many ifs had to go right.
Yes.
And, I mean, Jonathan Scope is killing them right now. He is. I mean, they were lucky yesterday to win one.
Yes, they were. They because the Pirates' the third baseman Hayes made a bad mistake.
And John, you mentioned that we've been talking this week a little bit the 500 mark. It is so hard to get back to 500 when you get close to 10 games under.
Right, you're digging yourself a hole that you're just not capable of digging out of.
I get what AJ said yesterday in terms of it because I think he thinks it's now or it's not going to happen. They've got this gauntlet schedule coming up where they played now 29 games in 26 days or whatever. They got to survive Houston. They don't have to go against JV.
Right.
But, I mean,
it's more.
They got to somehow get out of there with at least a split.
It's Memorial Day fair.
Well, without a doubt. Dude, I think it's fair now. I called you dude, by the way.
It's okay.
I think it's now.
All day.
There needs to be an urgency with right now. They've got this 5-game series next week against Oakland, doubleheader Tuesday. They have got this streak. The bats need to get hot now. The weather's going to warm up. All the excuses are out the window.
Right.
I mean, hitting's down in general in baseball, home runs. They've talked about the ball being messed with, but I think this is a dynamic of spring training too.
Oh, look, there's no doubt there are, I don't want to use the word excuses, there are reasons why teams are not hitting the ball that hard. The batting average, as bad as the Tigers' batting average is, it's 22nd. It's not awful like their power numbers.
And let's be real, too. I mean,
I think it was.
The people who thought they were going to contend for a playoff spot thought that Riley Green, Casey Mize, and Matt Manning were going to be significant pieces.
True, but there's injuries. Every team seems to have significant injuries, so you can't even use that excuse.
And so
and
you
it's
go
V3.
down, and we talked about April being a very tough month simply